This visit is part of the governmental efforts by the Prime Minister and the Palestinian government to inform the world about the massive Israeli crimes against our people in the Jenin camp. We hope that this visit will have political and humanitarian dimensions, especially in view of the urgent need to cease the aggression and ensure the return of the forcibly displaced people. It is also necessary to support the efforts to provide alternative housing for the displaced, to preserve their human and national dignity, and to provide them with relief worthy of their sacrifices. The destruction is enormous. More than 700 houses have been completely destroyed by the Israeli forces, in addition to the infrastructure and commercial facilities inside the camp. It is not surprising that the Israeli occupation hides its crimes, even when there are political efforts to inspect the scene. The Israeli army always tries to cover up its crimes against the Palestinian people, and this incident is just one example.
Do you have a reaction to what happened in Jenin today? So the shooting at diplomats visiting Palestinian territory.
I heard about the incident in Jenin today where Israel Defense Forces shot warning shots, but still shots at a group of diplomats approaching the refugee camp within the visit organized by the Palestinian Authority. We definitely call on Israel to investigate this incident and also hold these accountable who are responsible for this, and any threats on diplomats' lives are unacceptable. As Israel is also a signatory to Vienna Convention, has the right, the obligation to guarantee the security of all foreign diplomats. So I think this is important.
Was there any pressure in this meeting, perhaps from the EU, for the EU to come out more strongly against the Israel's incursion into Gaza? France, the UK, and Canada have made such statements in recent times. So, and it's been strongly condemned by EU countries. So
what comes to condemning the action, then we have been also stating from the European Union side. Even yesterday, very strong statements regarding the humanitarian aid blockage that has to stop. It is humanitarian aid trucks that are mostly funded by European money that are standing there and not getting in, and really to help the people in need. In Gaza specifically, so we have been also on the same line. First, on Sudan, our first priority is the cessation of hostilities, because the people are really suffering there, and we need to. We continue to support also African Union in this when it comes to the mediation efforts, regional. I think all these processes also in Africa have to be African-led and African-owned, even if there is mediation needed. And of course, also the situation in Sahel is greatly worrying us, and we have a new special representative for the Sahel region, and we are also going to discuss the new Sahel strategy, and that's why I also had many bilateral meetings today, also asking from the African countries their input. This, of course, we recognize these horrific terrorist attacks of 7th of October. We have condemned the actions of Hamas, and we call on, the ceasefire and all the hostages to be released. That is our common position. But at the same time, the international humanitarian law has to be followed, which means that you have to spare civilian lives. And we see untenable loss of life. We see the humanitarian aid being blocked and not reaching the people in need. And that is what we want to stress also to Israel, to unblock the humanitarian aid, help the people in Gaza, and spare the civilians.
Since the beginning, you know how the situation has been in the Sahel. The key point is that we need stability in order to find a solution for the situation in the Sahel. We know how the situation is. I'm going to meet my Libyan colleague, and we know there's a lack of stability in the Sahel, and this has had an impact on the rest of the region, especially the situation in Libya, for example. We're continuing to search for a solution for this. There needs to be an approach with security in mind for the Sahel in order to deal with terrorism that also affects other regions beyond the Sahel.